Hello, sound. Okay. Hello and welcome to lesson number 9. Okay. So this lesson number 9, it will be about HP bias. Okay. Lesson 9 and lesson 10, I will teaching about uh, HP bias. Okay. So this lesson number 9, I will divide in two parts. Okay. Part 1 and part 2. Okay. So in lesson number 1. Okay. Sorry, the end. Okay, I forgot the end. On lesson number 9, part 1, okay, I will teach another way, another method that we have to decrypt HB bias. So, lesson number 8, as you remember, I have taught you how to decrypt HB bias using this tool called Phoenix tool. Okay, as I have taught you before, on lesson number 8, this software only can work in bias, Phoenix, Dell, or EFI. Okay, this software will not work with UEFI bias. Okay, when I say UEFI, because my English is not so perfect, okay, what I meant to say is UEFI. Okay, UEFI. Okay, bias. This is EFI. Okay, and this is UEFI bias. Okay, I'm telling UEFI. Okay, because this is how in Portuguese we say. Okay, UEFI. Okay, I don't know how to say it in English. Okay, this is U, E, F, and I. Okay, there must be something like UFI, something like this in English. Okay, in Portuguese we call UEFI. So for those who did not understand what I meant by UEFI, okay, this is UEFI. Okay, I don't know how to say it in English, so this is UEFI bias. Okay, and this is EFI, this is UEFI. Okay, so this software does not work with UEFI bias. Okay, only if EFI bias. Okay, Phoenix, Dell, and F. Okay, I have sent this software to all of you on lesson 8. Okay, if there's any one of you who doesn't get this software, okay, on your mega file, just email me and I will send it to you. Okay, here, Phoenix tools, right here. As far as I know, this tool right here, okay, this version 2.66, it's the latest version. Okay, last time I checked with Andis is the creator of this software right here. Okay, last time I checked with Andis, this was the latest version. Okay, I don't know because it's been a long time since I have heard about him. Okay, so I don't know. As far as I know, this is the latest version. Okay, here for this lesson you will need pen or pencil, a paper, a piece of paper, and lesson number 7 and lesson number 8, all the accounts, all the maths. Okay, right here. So let me say it again. You will need pen or pencil, you will need paper, and you will need lesson number 7 and lesson number 8. Okay, right here. So let's start working on this bias. Okay, so another method we have to decrypt this bias right here. Okay, let's just give some space with this Phoenix tool right here. Okay, right here, let's just unzip. Okay, extract to this folder called SP69897. Okay, let's just extract to here. Okay, and now we have the file right here. Okay, so we have all these files right here. Okay, so this is crisis folder. Okay, I will explain this crisis folder. Okay, so let's try using our Phoenix tool. Okay, that's just lesson number 9. Okay, part 1, lesson 1, part 1. Okay, we have our folder and we have our 01 etc.bin. Okay, it's saying working. Okay, and then it says that this bias is not a Phoenix bias or a Dell bias or an Insight H2O bias or even an EFI bias. Okay, why? Because this bias right here is an UEFI bias. Okay, it's an UEFI bias, so this method will not work. Okay, we cannot decrypt this bias right here using this Phoenix tools. Okay, so let me just show you, let me just open the BIOS file so you can see that this BIOS is all scrambled. Okay, right here, this is a real BIOS. Okay, but the data, the information, okay, it's all scrambled. Okay, in here we have ME region, we have the BIOS region, we have the decryptor region. Okay, we have everything we need in here. Okay, so the information, it's not in their correct position. Okay, it's all encrypted, it's all scrambled. Okay, so we need to find a way so all this data right here, okay, can be rearranged in their own position. Okay, let's just close right here, let's just clear all this file. Okay, let's just clear everything. Okay, because when you use uh, HP sorry Phoenix tool, when you use Phoenix tools, this software, it will create this dump file, okay, and this slick file. Okay, so let's clear everything and have a brand new and clean folder. Okay, and clean folder, let's extract again and have a brand new folder. Okay, here we have a brand new folder. Okay, right here. So every time we open an HP BIOS, okay, extract an HP BIOS, and inside this folder right here, okay, we will have this crisis folder. Okay, what is this crisis folder? This crisis folder contains all these files that, sorry, all these files, okay, these crypt files, okay, that helps this BIOS being crypted. Okay, so this folder right here is necessary so so we can decrypt all these BIOS we have in here. Okay, so for this method of decrypted and open, right, this HP BIOS, we will always need to have this crisis folder inside the original, the X file right here. Okay, so we extract, we see this crisis folder right here. Okay, and we will now use this inside flash right here. Okay, this inside flash right here. So let me just show you one thing. Okay, when we used this Phoenix tool, okay, this says that this is not an inside BIOS. Okay, this says right here this is not an inside BIOS. As we can see, this is really an inside H2O BIOS. Okay, right here it says, but why, but how come this Phoenix tool says this is not an inside BIOS? Because this file is encrypted, and when this software Phoenix tool try to read the content of this file, okay, the content of this file does not match what this software, okay, is ready to work. Okay, so it says this BIOS is wrong. Okay, it says here, okay, start extracting, finish extracting, okay, and then it said no module compression used. Okay, why? Because it says it's not a Phoenix, it's not a Dell, it's not an inside, okay, inside flash, inside H2O, inside, or even an FE BIOS. Okay, but as we can see, this is an inside H2O BIOS. Okay, so we will click and we will open and we will learn how to decrypt this BIOS right here. Okay, this file right here. Okay, so as we can see, we have three options. Okay, update the system BIOS on this device. Okay, I don't want to do that, okay, because my computer is a Toshiba and this is an HP BIOS. Okay, I don't want that. I can create a recovery USB flash drive. Okay, I don't want to use this option. Okay, what I want is a BIOS image. Okay, I want this BIOS image. So here in this third option says copy the BIOS image in order to use it on other devices. Okay, so I want to copy this BIOS image in order, okay, so I can use it in other devices. So I will click next and I will choose this option. Okay, copy, okay, copy right here, copy BIOS image to any file location. Okay, this is only for the advanced users as you are and as I am, advanced users. Okay, I will copy this, so I will click next and wait. Okay, so here it says BIOS file will be saved to this folder. Okay, hard drive C, my folder users. Okay, LOE motherboards. Okay, my company, and to the folder called documents. Okay, so this folder documents, okay, will hold all these files encrypted. Okay, so uh, as I want everything in order, okay, I will choose, this is my folder documents. Okay, as you can see right here, documents, my folder documents. Okay, inside this folder I have another folder created by me manual called HP. Okay, HP. I will decrypt all these files right here, okay, to this folder called HP. Okay, but before that, let me clean, okay, because I always use this option. Okay, this is my computer documents, this is in Portuguese documents, and this is the folder HP. Okay, okay, it's already cleaned. Okay, it's already cleaned, so let's work. Okay, okay, let's just open, we can leave it open. Okay, and we will send to the folder HP. Okay, and we press OK, browse. Okay, see users LOE documents HP. Okay, and then we choose the option next. Okay, it's copying file and it's decrypting. Okay, and now it's decrypted. Okay, all the files are decrypted. Okay, let's open with X editor. Let's execute, and now we see the BIOS. Okay, decrypted. Okay, now everything is in perfect order. Okay, now everything is in perfect order. Okay, now that everything is in proper is in correct order. Okay, let's now try to use, wait, let's first of all, okay, copy this information. Okay, let's just cut. Okay, let's cut it. Okay, and let's open a new folder. Okay, a new window, sorry, let's open new window. Okay, BIOS. Okay, lesson number 9, lesson number 9, lesson number 9 part 1. Okay, let's just pass to here. Okay, right here. And now let's use our Phoenix tool, and you will see that this Phoenix tool, let's just open. Okay, close this folder, no, right here. Okay, this bin is this bin right here. Okay, this bin right here. Let's just wait. Okay, as you can see, okay, this is an inside H2O BIOS. Okay, inside H2O BIOS. Okay, this is an FE inside BIOS. Okay, so before the software, okay, could not read this BIOS. Okay, because this BIOS was encrypted. Okay, this BIOS was encrypted. Okay, so this Phoenix tool version 2.66, okay, was unable to read this file. Okay, so once we have decrypted this file right here, so Phoenix tool right here, okay, was able, okay, was able to read, okay, the file. So we can open the file using our X editor, and we can start work on it. Okay, and we can start work on it. Okay, this is the end of BIOS. So as we know, if the end of the BIOS, okay, it's good, we do not work, we do not touch, we do not cut, we do not divide, we do nothing on the end. Okay, the end will the file will end with this pa. Okay, right here, as you can see. Okay, so if the end is good, we do not do anything on the end. Okay, so as far as we know, okay, this is not a AMD bias, sorry, AMD bias, sorry, I joke. uh, as you know, okay, this is not a AMD bias. Okay, this is an Intel bias, and as an Intel bias, it will start with the ME region. Okay, let's just look for our ME region. Okay, 5A, A5, F0, 0F. Okay, let's. Okay, the string was not found. So we would need, sorry, let me check right here. Okay, this is a 5 mega. Okay, this is 5 megas. Okay, so we will need to do our counts. Okay, 5 megas. Let's just pick, choose our calculator. Sorry, calculator. Okay, okay, so we have the offset 5 2 4 2 8 8 0. Okay, minus the offset of 4 megabytes. Okay, minus the offset of 4 megabytes. Okay, 419. Okay, 4304. Okay, equals. Okay, let's just copy this information, and we will pass this information, okay, to here, to the option go to. Okay, all right, and here we have our ME region. Okay, our ME region. Okay, I don't know why the option go to says that this ME region was not here. Okay, I don't know why, but as we know, this is an Intel bias, so this is lesson number 9, and we need to be smart at this point of this course. Okay, so this is the ME region. Okay, and we count 16 Fs. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. Okay, 16 Fs. Okay, and all this information up to the offset 0. Okay, to the offset 0, we will choose this information. We will cut all this information. Okay, we will make a new file. We will paste. Okay, so at this point of this course, okay, I think everyone is able to make a brand new bias without the backup bias. Okay, on first lessons I said that we always need the main bias, the backup bias from computer. Okay, so at this point, okay, I think that everyone is kind of advanced user, advanced on bias. Okay, so lesson 9 and lesson 10. Okay, I think, okay, everyone is being have studied this course. Okay, so at this point we can work on bias without the backup bias. Okay, the first lessons I said because you really need to study. Okay, you need to study. I need to push you. Okay, so you can study. Okay, so lesson 9 and lesson 10. Okay, as you can see, I have made a brand new bias without using a backup bias. Okay, so uh, so uh, if you study all lessons, okay, in the end of the lesson 10 you will be able to fix a bias without the backup bias from the computer. Okay, as you can see, I have made this 4 megabytes bias without having, let me show you again. Okay, lesson number 9. Okay, I don't have the bias taken from the computer. Okay, I don't have the backup bias. Okay, because I know the offset of each. Okay, if it is an 8 megabytes bias, 4 megabytes bias, 6 megabytes bias, 2 megabytes bias, 1 megabytes bias, okay, I know the offset. Okay, knowing the offset, I know the beginning, I know the end. Okay, if it is an Intel bias, if it is an AMD bias, okay, I know the beginning because I know the offset, I know the maths, I know do all the accounts. Okay, I know the beginning, I know the end, I know if the beginning, okay, is right, I need to cut the end. I know if the end is right, I need to cut the beginning. Okay, I need to delete the beginning. Okay, always using the offsets, always using the accounts. Okay, so at this point of this bias repair course, okay, I think you are all able, okay, to fix a bias without having the backup bias. Okay, we need to grow. Okay, we need to step up. Okay, we need to grow. So in bias repair course level 2, okay, we will work on some advanced stuffs about repairing bias. Okay, once again, I'm sorry for my English. Okay, but my first language is Portuguese. Okay, I'm not used to speak English for a very long time. Okay, so I don't speak English very often. Okay, so I'm sorry for my English. Okay, if there's something you don't understand about this course, okay, so email me, Skype me. Okay, you can find me on Facebook, you can find me everywhere. Okay, so at this point of this course, okay, we don't have the backup bias. Okay, we don't need it, the backup bias. So how can I know how much bias there is in this laptop if there's one bias or two bias? Okay, so one bias always have. Okay, so this is a 4 megabytes bias. Okay, it starts with ME region and it will end, okay, ups, and it will end. Okay, we can find the end on PA, PTA, and this dollar siphon. I guess it is siphon. Okay, we can find the end on this bid. Okay, right here. So we know this bias is a 4 megabytes bias. Okay, we do all the accounts right here. Okay, as you have learned on lesson 7 and lesson 8. Okay, we do all the accounts and we do the proper deleting. Okay, so let's see our leftovers. Okay, this leftover that we have right here. Okay, so this leftover right here, okay, is something about 1 megabyte. Okay, so this is something about 1 megabyte. Okay, so this file I will not delete. Okay, I will save it. I will save this file. Okay, because I don't know if there's one bias or two bias. Okay, so I will save this file right here. Okay, now not in here. Let's see, lesson number 9. Oops, lesson number 9. Okay, and I will save as embedded controller bias. Okay, embedded controller bias, lesson number 9. Okay, embedded controller bias with 1 megabyte. Okay, this makes sense, 1 megabyte. Okay, so I will save this bias right here. Okay, with 1 megabyte. So let's go again. Okay, to our bias with 4 megabytes. Okay, what I always do when save bias, oops, this is the AC bias. Okay, EC bias. Okay, already saved. This is our main bias. Okay, what I always do when saving, okay, I do this. Okay, let me see if there's in here. Okay, lesson number 9. Okay, part 1, SP69. Okay, let's just, no, let's start over again. SP69 897. Okay, right here, this is an HP pavilion. Let me just copy this information, paste it in here. Okay, because I'm too lazy. Okay, I do this. Okay, let's just write in here drivers. and I will be taken directly to HP. Okay, HP website. Okay, what I do is, okay, I always copy this name. Okay, I always copy this name right here. Let me find my, okay, my cursor is here, and I save this information, okay, right here as main main bias. Okay, and this is the EC bias. Okay, this is main right here, and we can use the same information on my map on my cache, and I will pass to here. Okay, and this is the AC bias. Okay, so this is how we decrypt, okay, HP bias. We can use Phoenix tool, okay, or we can use his own software, okay, his own inside Flash, okay, but only when there is this folder named crisis folder. Okay, when we have this crisis folder on it, okay, right here, this is okay, and so we have right here, as we can see, okay, sorry, our BIOS decrypted. Okay, so let me just, I don't need this, okay, but I'm only saving this. Okay, I don't really need this file. Okay, this was only for teaching purpose. And let's clean, oops, sorry, and let's clean everything so we can have a clean BIOS class. Okay, let's delete this. Okay, so for the second part of this lesson, I will teach you how we can insert uh, all the serial numbers, okay, UUID, MAC address. Okay, so we can use this option using the DEME tools. Okay, I will send you, or we can use it or we can make it manual. Okay, I will teach you in this lesson how to do it manually. Okay, so here we have another bias. This one right here is it's SP 53108. Okay, this is a compact Presario CQ43. Okay, BR. This BR means Brazil. Okay, Brazil. And we have the original EC original bias and main original bias. Okay, so I will extract our bias. Okay, this is the folder. As we can see, we don't have our crisis folder right here. Okay, we don't have our crisis folder. Let me show you. Okay, inside Flash, sorry, let me just finish this previous inside Flash, and we will wait. Okay, we don't have the crisis folder. Okay, let's see what happens when we try to decrypt this file right here. Okay, using the same method but without the sorry, but without the crisis folder in here. Okay, it's taken too long and it will not open, and it will give me an error. Okay, I'm sorry for this time, sorry, but I'm trying to show you and it's really taking some time. Okay, nothing happens right now, but it will give me an error. Okay, because it will not work. Okay, so let's try with our Phoenix tool. Okay, let's try with our Phoenix tool. Okay, lesson number 1, part 2. Okay, let's decrypt this file. Okay, a dump folder will appear, will be created. Okay, as you can see right here, decrypted. Okay, it is already decrypted. Okay, it's here. Okay, the file already decrypted. Okay, so when we don't have the crisis folder, we cannot use this option right here inside Flash. Okay, right here we use the Phoenix tool. We use the Phoenix tool. Okay, when we have the crisis folder, we use the option inside to Flash. Okay, so we can get BIOS image, so we can work. Okay, right here. Okay, and we have our BIOS decrypted. Okay, so one thing, okay, that I forgot to mention in lesson number 8. Sometimes this Phoenix tool, it will not create this DEC, this decrypted file. It will not create, okay, but it will work. So so when you decrypt a BIOS and Phoenix Tools does not create this folder .dec.decrypted, you need to go to this dump file. Okay, this file called this folder called BIOS. You click and you have here your BIOS decrypted. Okay, this is your BIOS decrypted. Let's just open, and here you have your BIOS decrypted. Okay, this is a AMD BIOS. Okay, right here, as you can see, this is not a Intel BIOS. This is a AMD BIOS right here, as you can see. Okay, so you have your BIOS right here. Okay, this is your BIOS. Every time you use Phoenix tool, okay, and you realize that Phoenix tool doesn't create it, the file here, okay, named .dec, you will find your BIOS in the folder BIOS. Okay, right here. Okay, right here. So you open, okay, the file right here. Okay, let me just see if this is really an AMD BIOS. Okay, because I might be wrong. Yes, okay, it's here. Okay, it is not an AMD BIOS. Okay, I made some confusion because AMD BIOS start with this 22. Okay, AMD BIOS starts in here. Okay, with this. Okay, but once I checked the size, okay, this is not 4 megabytes. Okay, so something was wrong. Okay, let's not execute. Okay, let's not execute. Okay, let's execute this dec file so you can see. Okay, that they are equal, they are the same file. Okay, you see the beginning and you see the end. Okay, they are both equal. Okay, as the end is equal, okay, the end is equal, so we need to delete this information on the top, on the header. Okay, so we can use the find option. Okay, this option find, we can see right here. Okay, but one thing that is dangerous when we start BIOS repair. Okay, let me see if this is an example. Okay, okay, this is not an example. Okay, sometimes in BIOS repair you will see not one but 2, 3, or 4 repetition of this code right here. Okay, when you see the repetition, okay, of this code right here on several parts of BIOS, you need to use the offset. Okay, in this case not. In this case there is only 1 5A A5 F00F okay, after the 16Fs. Okay, so as we know, we can cut in here, okay, using the find option, or we can just simply, okay, do our maths, okay, using the offset. Okay, using the offset, as far as we know, okay, you can use the offset right here. Okay, or you can just make your accounts. Okay, you have this BIOS with, okay, let's just clear everything. Clear everything, and we have 4224. Okay, minus 4096. Okay, this is 4 megabytes. Okay, so we have 128 of, okay, KB. okay, kilobytes. Okay, this is the information for the embedded controller, okay, also known as super IO, okay, 128. Okay, so 128 times, okay, this is what we have. Okay, let me see if I don't get wrong. Okay, if I get it right, the offset, let's just pass this information. Okay, and this is where we need to cut. Okay, exactly the same as using the find option. Okay, we know the values. Okay, this is for 4224. Okay, minus 4224 minus 4096. Okay, and 96 equals to 128 kilobytes. Okay, 128 kilobytes times multiplying by 1024, okay, equals to the offset. Okay, pretty simple. We copy this information and then we will pass on the offset. The offset is right here. Okay, it's already here, and we go. Okay, and this is where we need, okay, to delete, okay, this information right here. Okay, so we cut this information, okay, to EC controller. Okay, and we make a brand new file with all this information. Okay, with all this information. Okay, right here, this is the embedded controller file. Okay, so as you know, we will on file, save as. Okay, let's click into part 2. Okay, let's just name this. Okay, sorry, EC, let's just lesson. Okay, EC lesson. We save and we close, and this information right here. Okay, this information right here, I will save it as well. Okay, and that's not in this. Okay, but as main, not original backup from my computer, but main lesson. Okay, sorry, main lesson. Okay, so you can see I have made 2 BIOS, okay, without opening the backup BIOS from computer. Okay, just making the all counts. Okay, just using the offset, just using math. Okay, lesson 7 and lesson 8. So as you can see, I have made 2 BIOS, and this system can be used in all BIOS. Okay, you just need to study, you just need to know the offsets. On lesson 7 and lesson 8, I gave you an image of all the offsets. On lesson 7 and lesson 8, I have taught you, okay, the formula so you can find the offsets. So so feel free, okay, to make your own Word document, WordPad document with all the offsets. Okay, it will be simple. So I have made BIOS, a brand new BIOS, an AC BIOS, okay, a Super IO BIOS, and a main BIOS without the backup BIOS. Okay, so let's just close this information right here. Okay, let's close it. This, okay, and we have right here, let's just delete this information right here. Okay, just to make no confusion to you. Okay, let's delete this. Okay, so we have right here lesson, EC lesson, and main lesson. Okay, so now you will need a pen or a pencil or a piece of paper. Why? Because if you flash this EC lesson and this main lesson on your HP computer, the HP computer will ask you for the serial number, for the UUID number, for the MAC address number, okay, all the information that make this computer unique, okay. Don't ever use used bias, just in last case, okay. Used bias is only for uh, just just for use, okay, in last case, okay. Now I'm going to teach you, okay, and you will need a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, okay. Let me just erase this easy lesson, okay. I don't need this, okay. This is ready to be flashed, this is ready to be flashed, okay. And we will work in this main lesson and this main original backup, okay. Let's start by opening the main original backup bias, okay. We have the original backup bias with 4 megabytes, okay, with the offset right here of 4 megabytes, and we will start looking, we will go to the option find, where it says type X values. We will change to text, okay, text string, and we will write notebooks, sorry, 1B 2 O's, okay, notebook, and we will press enter, okay. Sorry, let me just write it again. Text string notebook. Let me see what went wrong in here. Okay, no, there is no such information in this bias, okay. Let's open this one right here and start looking for the same, okay. No, okay. So this bias, this computer doesn't require, okay, so that computer does not require, okay. Let me just see right here, okay. Something is wrong with my software, okay. Something is wrong with my software because it is not reading correct, okay. Let's just try again. Notebook, okay, found it, okay, right here. As you can see, okay, I did not change the bias, okay. The bias is still the same, main lesson, okay, CQ43 113BR, okay, meaning Brazil, okay. I haven't changed anything, okay. It was something with my software. I had to reset all this, okay. Now let's, okay, so text string value notebook, okay, and we press okay. So this is all the information, okay, about our computer, okay, all the information that computer will ask later, okay. So this is why we never use a used bias, okay, only in last case, okay, only in last case, because if you use this bias on another compact presario, okay, so that compact presario, it will contain all this information, but this information is not from him, okay, it's not from him, okay. So this is the information you need to copy and paste, okay, on the bias you took from the website, okay. So how we do that? We do like this, okay. Let's open our main bias, okay, let's open our main bias, execute, and let's search, okay. Let's just open Windows, okay, and this is our backup bias from computer, okay, and this is the bias we downloaded from the website, okay. So let's look for notebook information in here, okay. This is right because this information is not in here, okay. This is a blank bias. Let's take a look again, okay. So there's nothing about this information in the bias we have downloaded from the website, okay. So this bias is really ready to be flashed on our EEPROM, okay. The computer, it will work, but the computer will ask for this information right here. The computer needs this information right here, okay. So what we do, okay, we first of all we see the offset, okay. This offset, let me just open right here, okay. This offset is 15, okay, 1572 72 864 864. Okay, this is the beginning. Let's just now take a note the end. Okay, it ends, let's say here. Okay, now let's put the end here. Okay, on the end of this 0, because the rest is all f's. Okay, the end right here, and we take a note of this offset. Okay, the offset is the beginning, and now let's take a note the end. Okay, 15 7 3, okay, 0 51. Okay, this is the end. Okay, and now what we will do, it's, let's just, okay, it's here. Okay, from this point, and we will copy this information. We will copy this information right here. Okay, so in the bias that we have downloaded from the website, we will work with the offset as well. Okay, so let's go to the offset right here. Okay, now the end. Okay, I know, right here. Okay, the f's, this is full of f's. Okay, as you can see, there is no information. As you can see, okay, there is no information in here. Okay, we only have this information right here. Okay, but we will delete this information in here. Okay, so we will select from this offset the end, okay, to the beginning. Okay, and the beginning is 864. Okay, 864. Okay, and we have copied all this information. Okay, and from the offset 64, okay, sorry, okay, 0 51, 0 51. Okay, right here we will to the offset of 64. Okay, to the offset of 64. Okay, 64 59. Okay, offset of 64. Okay, 864. Okay, 864. Okay, so all this space needs to be filled with this information. Okay, so we will not delete this information. Okay, we will just pass the information to here. Okay, we will pass all this information to here. Okay, and now we have both bias equal. Okay, as we can see, let's compare the offsets. Okay, beginning, this offset is 15 72 864. Beginning 15 72 864. Let's check the end. Okay, 15 73 0 51. Let's see the end. Okay, the end is here. Okay, 15 73 0 51. Okay, now this bias, okay, is ready to be flashed, okay, with its unique information. Okay, that is why we never used a used bias. Okay, only in last cases. Okay, we will use the same bias on other computer, because when you use this file on other computer, all this information concerning to your computer that you have made this backup, okay, you will flash all this information on the other computer. And if the other computer is CQ42, okay, CQ42, okay, that computer will be named CQ43. Okay, right here on, just look at here. Okay, CQ43. Okay, besides that computer, okay, is a CQ42. Okay, when the client turns on the computer, on BIOS screen it will show CQ43 113BR. Okay, and the client will reclaim. Okay, but but sir, okay, I have give you a CQ42 and you gave me back a CQ43, okay, and you'll say, oh no, 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 this is your computer, and the client will say, no, this is not my computer, okay, my computer, it was a CQ42, CQ40, okay, because you have not changed this information, you have made a clone of your own computer, okay. One more thing, if your client if this was an Apple computer, okay, if you change this information, your client will lose, okay, his own access to the iCloud, okay. If you have registered, if the client have registered his own computer on the website, the client will lose all privileges, okay, because that computer, okay, is registered as a CQ40, okay, something else, okay. Every computer has its own register number, okay. His register number, it's right here from this point to this point, okay. We only use a used a used bias for our last resort, okay, in last cases, and we always warn the clients, okay. Mr. X, I am sorry, but I have to use this used bias, okay. It was from another computer, okay, but your computer is working, okay, and the client will have the knowledge, okay, will know that it is his own computer, okay, but the bias, the only thing that change is the bias, okay. But it is dangerous to us to change all these settings, okay, because we can have 10 HP CQ14, okay, but each one of them, okay, is unique on the website world, okay, on the databases uh, of the HP, okay, HP, Lenovo, Samsung, okay, they all have records of this specific computer, okay, this specific computer, okay. So this is the way we insert uh, all the data, okay, all the serial numbers, UUID, MAC address, okay, in bias. So let's close this, okay, and we have our bias ready to be flashed, okay, right here. Compact Empresário CQ14, okay, Brazil, main lesson, okay. Now this bias is ready to be flashed, okay. Let's just from the beginning, this bias is really ready to be flashed on the EEPROM, okay. Let's just look for notebook once again, notebook, okay, text, okay, not X value, but this text, okay, value, notebook, and we will search, okay. I'm sorry, but my software is not good, okay. My software is okay, it's here, okay, notebook. Oh, I'm sorry, I realize now, okay, I haven't choose my position, okay. This was blank, okay. I have to choose my offset 0, okay. I have to choose my offset 0, and then I use the option find, okay. It was my mistake, not software, it was my mistake, okay. So here we have all the information we need, okay. So this bias is ready to be flashed, okay. Let me just save it, because when we save, these red letters appear as black, okay. Save, okay, black turn black, okay. And now this bias is ready to be flashed, okay, on our EEPROM, okay. So this was lesson number 9, okay. Lesson number 10, I will make a brand new record, okay, without PPT, without PowerPoint, okay, because this lesson 9 and lesson 10, okay, I have to do it, okay, live, using the software, okay, so you can see all the methods I use, okay. So this was lesson number 9, okay. I will record in a second lesson number 10, and I will send to all of you, okay, today, okay, 25 of July, okay. So oh, sorry, okay. So this was lesson number 9, okay. Any doubts, just email me, Skype me, okay. You have my Facebook group, okay. You can contact me, and I am very pleased to help everybody, okay. So see you in lesson 10.